Hello my dear students, this is Rajesh Ghosh and today I will teach you one poem from CBSE class 9. This poem is given in the book Behind and the name of the poem is The Lake Isle of Innisfree. Before starting the actual poem, I will give you a little hint about the backstory about that poem. The poem is written by one of the most famous Irish poets, W.B. Yeats, and this poem was written in 1888 when the poet was walking on the street of London and remembering about his peaceful childhood. Now he is living in a city and he is irritated with the city life, with the chaos, with the noise of city life, and he is searching for peace of his mind and soul. He wants solitude, so he wants to go back to the same island where he used to live in his childhood, the Lake Island of Innisfree, that is situated in a lonely place in Ireland. And the poet is searching for a peaceful life which is full of solitude. Okay, now he is irritated with city life and wants to go back to that same childhood life where he was living very peacefully near the Lake Island. Okay, so we'll read the poem line by line and figure out the rhyming scheme of the poem and the literary device that has been used in that poem, and also we'll explain line by line with word meanings. I'm quickly reading the first 4 lines or the first stanza of this poem. The poem goes like that: I will arise and go now and go to Innisfree, and a small cabin built there of clay and wattles made. 9 beans row will I have there, a hive for the honey bee, and live alone in the bee loud glade. So, in the first 4 lines, the poet is clearly mentioning about his long desire to search for mental peace, to search for a life that is full of tranquil atmosphere and that is very peaceful. Okay, if we study the first line, I will arise and go. Here, I refers to the poet. The poet is referring to himself. The poet will wake up and go. Where he will go? He will go to the same island, Lake Island of Innisfree. Second line, and a small cabin built there. So the poet will build a small hut, small cabin of clay and wattles made. Clay and wattles. So the hut will be made of clay and wattles. Now, what's the meaning of wattles? W-A-T-T-L-S. Wattles means small sticks used for making house. Small twisted sticks for making houses. So the poet will make a small hut made of mud, clay and small sticks. Third line, 9 bean rows will I have there, a hive for the honeybee. The poet will also cultivate beans in 9 rows and he will also have a honeybee, hive for honeybee, and from that beehive he will have honey. So let's move on to the 4th line, and live alone in the bee loud glade. So the poet is saying, I will go there and I will live lonely life. I will live a lonely life full of solitude, where no one can disturb me, where no noise will come, where no chaos will come. So there I will live surrounded by the honeybees. When I will be sleeping in my small hut, I will be listening to the humming bees. Okay, so if we carefully notice the rhyming scheme of the first 4 lines, the last word of the first line is Innisfree. So if we can mark this word free with A, then second line last word is made. So we can mark it with B. So free, made, A, B. Then again B. So B is rhyming with free. So again A, B, A. And the last word of the 4th line, glade. So free, made, B, glade. So the rhyming scheme is A, B, A, B. And this poem is a lyric. What is lyric? Lyric is a small poem like a music. So you can assume this poem as a form of music or as a song. So whenever we are reading a poem, we will certainly find some literary devices and some figures of speech in that poem. So in this poem, if we carefully notice some words, especially in the 3rd line, the poet is saying, 9 beans row will I have there, a hive for the honey bee. So in that 3rd line that you can see clearly, the H sound is repeated continuously. I have there, H sound, a hive, H sound, and honeybee, H sound. So H sound has been repeated 3 times. So when this type of consonant sound is repeated in a line, in English literature, we call it alliteration. So what is alliteration? Alliteration is the repetition of same consonant sound in the beginning of every word. So the third line in this poem, we can find alliteration. Then in the fourth line, the poet is saying, "Live alone in the bee loud glade," in the bee loud glade. So in this line also, L sound has been repeated, live and loud. So L is also consonant sound. So there also you can find alliteration. In this poem, we can also find some imagery. Now what is imagery? When the poet is thinking of an image, dreaming of an image that is not true. He is imagining a life that he is gonna have in future, but it is not in real. So some imagery that you will find in this poem is the vivid and beautiful descriptions of the natural environment, like the 9-bean rows. The 9-bean rows which is not present, but he is imagining that in future he will cultivate beans in 9 rows. So this is also a imagery. Another one, the imaginations of the poet, he is making that a portrait of honeybee and an atmosphere, a small hut where he will live peacefully surrounded by the humming bees. So this is also an image in his head that he is dreaming of. So the rhyming scheme of the first stanza of this poem is A, B, and we can find alliterations especially and imagery also. In our next video, we will learn about the second and the third stanza of this poem and also find out more figure of speech and some literary devices. Stay tuned for us. Thank you. Have a good day.